Hey, my friend Rom isn't here yet. Um,
Okay, cool.
oh, you can hear me? Okay, good. But yeah, I've been thinking about making a website for doing workout stuff. Um, and it's cool that you made one. Is that you, Rom? Nope. Hey. So I was curious about the website that you made for the workout stuff. I've been thinking about making a website like that. Um, yeah, it looked like it was pretty well thought out.
How, I mean, like, what direction was you trying to go in?
Um, so like the stuff that you had, where you had individual exercises and then you could collect those into workouts, that seemed pretty rad. I would also like to make it so that you could have a little I tried before to make this, and I got I don't know, distracted and also stuck on something. um, but I would like for it to count down like individual reps and then rest periods between things. And I would like to use it. So what I initially wanted was I was doing physical therapy for my knee and elbow. And I would like it if what I currently do is I watch a YouTube video, and that works pretty well. But it would be cool if instead I had a like it was programmable. Like the YouTube video has an exact length for you do this over and over again for this period of time, and then you wait, and then you do this other thing, and so on. And it would be cool if that was programmable. Like if I could have a web page where I said I'd like to do something for some amount of time, and then have a rest, and then do something else for some amount of time, and then collect all that, and that's called an exercise. And it would be cool also
So,
if it had like an animation or something of what it is I'm supposed to be doing. Yeah,
so that was one of the problems I came across.
yeah,
That's why I wanted to do videos and pictures, but the APIs for exercises,
yeah.
like because everybody got into fitness really hard within like the last 2 years, they're either hella expensive or they was just trash and it wasn't complete. So I didn't use pictures. But what it sound like that you're trying to do is like you want to pace it, like you want to add in interval, like you want to add in the demonstration with an interval trainer at the same time.
Yeah, that would be rad.
So that way it can either send off a signal for every time you're supposed to move
Yeah, and
and time it
um,
out.
I know that websites can play like a ding sound on my phone, because like sometimes they do that. Even if I'm not looking at the website, they can play like a ding sound. Um, and so I was hoping that I could make a website that does that. So I could be like watching a YouTube video about like a podcast or something, and then it could ding at various times to let me know to move on to the next whatever.
Right. I see. I mean, I understand what you're talking about. I have yet to get to like doing all those type of things, but that is interesting.
Yeah, I mean, like what you made would be, I would have to have that also. I would like to have that kind of thing on the website where I can collect together different exercises into a workout, and then collect together. I liked the idea of like having some kind of social aspect, to where you could say, "Here's what I'm going to go do," and then other people could join in with you if they like hear about
Well,
it or
yeah,
think.
that part was in there. I didn't develop it all the way out because I knew I wasn't going to have the time to do it. But yeah, I was going to push that further for that part too.
I mean, yeah, I the even just having the idea was pretty like I when I heard it, I was like, oh, that's a great idea. um, but yeah, that sounds awesome. Um, so the way that it works right now, you the timing and like making it like display a countdown and a short video, that seemed like it was like there's it's behind a paywall. being able to do that. Is that right?
Not. I mean, it could be. I
That might
haven't
be something.
implemented any of that, but yeah, it seems as though it should be.
Um, yeah. Do you want to I don't know, go over what you had? What you could like show your code while we're waiting for Rom? Or
I'm not
are
on my laptop.
what?
I said I'm not on my laptop at the moment.
Oh, that's fine. Are you at all interested in Common Lisp?
What is it exactly? That's what I wanted to know.
It's another programming language. So like Python and JavaScript, but different. It's yet another one. Um, it's been around for a much longer than those. Lisp is like one of the first programming languages. I think it was first made in 1957, and it's still in use today. Lisp is Common Lisp is a specific like uh, type of Lisp. When was Lisp made? Uh,
But what does it specializes in? Like, does it has a specialty?
it first appeared in 1960. Um, it's a it's a very minimal syntax thing. So there's like not a whole lot of syntax to the language, meaning so you don't have to know like, oh, do I type like a semicolon or a dot, or what do square brackets mean? Um, Basically, all of the syntax is instead function calls. That's like it just uses function calls for everything. Um, and So there ends up being a lot of parentheses for invoking a function, a lot more um, than uh, well, actually, so that's not always true, but you end up having a lot of parentheses all in a row with Common Lisp, and that's like a thing that people notice about like if you just look at the raw text of the language. Um, it's but it's been around for so long that it has like libraries and the whole stack is completely very optimized. So you can like uh, tweak the settings for the exact instructions. You can see exactly what instructions get put out for different architectures. You can compile it. You can run a live image. So you can do dynamic programming. You can do uh, you can do a lot of stuff. It's a very broad language.
So that compared to like JavaScript and Python, how easy is it?
Um, I don't know. I don't know how much more difficult or how much easier it is. It's definitely not as common though. Like most people won't learn Common Lisp. Like most people who are gonna do programming are gonna do something like Python and JavaScript, um, and not something like Common Lisp. Um, and so I'm curious about when you made the website for working out. Did you like? Were there surprises? Were there things that you thought that you now are like, oh, if I knew this when I started, that would have been good. Something, anything along those lines.
The workouts was probably one of the hardest. I ain't gonna say, well, yeah, the workouts is probably one of the most finicky things to figure out because I had to figure out how to get in, how to get the array of workouts into the workout for it to, because the way that it goes in is by the ID, and then it outputs the name instead of the ID. So that trying to get that to work correctly was probably
Yeah.
the most frustrating part of it. And then having the event with the workouts and then being able to delete the workouts without deleting the event.
Okay, so you tied together the workout with the exercise through the ID, and that ended up being a finicky thing. And then,
Right.
okay,
And then with the events, like if you had to delete a workout without deleting an event, like that got kind of
yeah, I could see that.
tough on that too because it would leave the event workout slot empty.
Right, yeah.
So yeah, edge case for that.
So you have like, did you have integrity? Did you get that exception? Something about I forget the name of, it, but it's got the word integrity in the error that it
Hmm.
throws.
Pretty much.
Yeah,
Safety integrity.
yeah.
Um,
I had
couldn't leave it
a
known or
little bit of that.
void.
That and null, yeah. So then when you go try to display the workout, it's like, I can't display all of the exercises because one of them isn't there anymore.
Well, no. So the exercise, if you deleted updated the workout itself, that wouldn't cause the problem. The problem would come in is where you deleted the whole entire workout.
Oh,
So
okay.
you can update a workout that's attached to an event, and it will update in the events table as well. But you couldn't delete the workout without altering the event.
Okay. Yeah. I'm hoping that after making a few more apps, like the kinds of concerns, the trouble that we hit, we'll be able to like start anticipating them. Um,
Sure.
Togar seemed to really know ahead of time what was going to be an issue. I remember talking to him on when we did the BRB clone, and he was like, "No, it's easier just to make a few different tables for the pictures." And I was like, I thought that sounded like it would be more work to have multiple tables for pictures. Why not just have one table for pictures and then link to it? But he was right. That did end up being a sticking point, and we had to like really think about how to make it work.
Y'all
Um,
did multiple. I didn't think to do that. We used one table.
yeah, Togar told us that that was the right way to do it, and we ended up doing that. Me and Aaron Garcia,
Shoot, I
which
had to stop after I got the profile. I mean the preview image. I couldn't get the array of images. I guess that's what it had what had came into play during the exercises and things like that. Like that would kind of been the same thing.
yeah, sounds plausible.
Well, that was a good approach to it.
Did you ever like work with Togar or talk to him
No,
about stuff like
uh,
databasey stuff?
no, I never had the chance to.
I hope I get to talk to him a little bit more. He seemed to think that he didn't really have much specialized knowledge, but also he would say things like that, and it would end up being useful.
I mean, it's a part of the learning process. Like, do you know where he
Yeah.
started from or how he when he came in?
I don't. My, I, I, I I'm not super confident in this, but I think he's been doing database stuff since like the '90s. Um,
No.
and but I don't know how much experience that translates into. Like maybe he did some stuff in the '90s and then he hasn't done anything since.
Yeah, but you don't kind of forget stuff like that. I don't think you do. It's almost like riding a bike. Once you learn, you always know.
Yeah, I hope it's like that. That'll be nice.
All right.
Yeah. I wonder what's up with Rom. He's not here. Oh, there he is. Hey.
Well, there is another person here. Okay.
Yep.
Apologies for my lateness. I work on
Do you want to start at like a half hour from now next week?
it's.
Not
We can keep pushing it. I can keep. Yes, we can start at 9:30 next week. That's fine. I can do that. Let me just schedule. Let me just schedule that just so that my because usually my problem is on Fridays out of
yeah.
nowhere I always get stuff that I need to get done.
Do,
So I'm just
I meant even a half hour later than right now. So like for me 7 p.m. for you 10 p.m. Do you want to
oh
do that?
10 p.m. Oh, you're talking about 10 o'clock. Okay, yes, that's even better. Hold on one second. Let me move that.
Yeah.
I'm moving the schedule right now. Oh, I can't reschedule it. You have to reschedule it.
Oh, did I make a
Um,
calendar event?
yes, you did. Uh,
I forgot. I guess I'll go do that. I'll move it.
yeah,
Oh, I see
yeah,
it.
move it to 10 p.m. Um,
Uh, Alrighty.
hold on one second. Why is this set to?
But like we're here right now. I would like to just meet right now. If I mean, unless you
Hold on.
got you, it would be better for you to meet in a half hour.
Hold on. Let
Okay.
me move. I'm gonna have to I have something else. Let me schedule this guy. Crap. I'm gonna have to schedule this on. Let me move this an hour before. Hold on. Let me just change this guy. Um, no. Let's move this to
What the?
all events to send. Okay,
Something's beeping. I'll be right back.
that's fine.
What is that?
Okay.
Uh,
Just throw it in the freezer.
Need to reschedule this due to another conflict.
My girlfriend's
Um,
burning something.
that's fine. That happens.
Um,
GMT 8 p.m. to 10 p.m. Let me do.
so this is
Uh,
Quana. She's from the boot camp that I just graduated from
oh, hi,
today.
Quana. How are you?
Hello.
I think she's on a phone, so she can't like type or anything.
No,
But
perfectly all right. I am moving this not to. Let me move. Not Pacific time zone. What the hell? Eastern time. Give me Eastern time. And let's do this on Saturdays instead. Because I've now moved my Saturday schedule. And let's move this to uh let's try to do uh yeah, this is crazy. I'm having so many people wanting to do like online meetings, like it's crazy.
yeah,
Um
hey, that's good.
yeah.
I
Well,
think.
it's good, but it's making me way too busy. Like I wanted to start like for example, go snowboarding, right? So
Oh,
how am I supposed to start having any sort of time on the weekends if I'm getting all these like meetings, right? So it's
just
just
cancel on
like
people. Tell them no, I'm gonna go snowboarding. You don't matter as much as my snowboarding.
yeah, that's not fun. Let me do that. Actually, cancel. Let me do this 9 to 11 on
But not
Saturdays.
me though. Tell me that you'll do it.
No, I'm doing 9 to 11 on Saturdays. Every Saturday
Oh,
this and
you want to do two
following
hours?
ones.
Did we say 2 hours? I guess
Oh
so.
no. This is a different meeting. Trust
Oh,
me.
okay.
I'm not dealing with yours.
Oh
You
yeah,
you
Saturday, nine to
we
11 on Saturday. Oh yeah,
yes.
Quana, tomorrow from 9 to no, 10 a.m. to a. I don't know what time zone you're in, but two
No, no, no,
Eastern.
no,
hours
no.
tomorrow.
I've actually moved that
Oh, you
to
have?
Mondays
Oh,
to 5 p.m.
that's
from
why I haven't
5 p.m.
seen you
to
there.
8 p.m.
I think
Yes.
I think George. I don't know. There's somebody else who's been showing up on Sundays with me, and you haven't been there, and I've been like, yeah, that's okay. I'm kind of busy anyway. I, so you moved it to Mondays?
Yeah, Saturday, no, no. So the last 2 weekends, I
What
was
time?
out of town, and I
Okay.
kept going out of town, and I was like, shit, if I'm gonna keep on going on vacations on the weekends, I need my weekends back. So I need to move all my streams
Yeah.
back to earlier in the week. So
Right.
I moved. I talked to Judd about this before Christmas actually, and I said, look, dude, I'm moving. I need to get my Saturdays back um, because I'm working on other projects too as well, amongst other things. So, uh, is it possible to move it to Mondays? He's like, you're the one who's presenting. I have no problems with Mondays. So I was like, yeah, that's a good point. So I'm moving it to Mondays.
Cool.
Unless somebody else
What
like wants to present some stuff. So we have
what
Mondays
time
for Common List Study Group,
what
8
time
p.m.
on
to
Monday?
10 p.m.
Sorry,
8
what?
p.m. to 10 p.m.
8 p.m. to 10 p.m. What time zone?
That's Eastern time, which means 5 p.m. to
Okay.
5 p.m. to 7 p.m. your time.
Yeah, yeah. Cool.
So that's dinner time for you. I know.
That's
My
all right.
apologies.
I don't
I
need food.
couldn't. Oh, you could always cook ramen
Food
beforehand.
food is overrated.
Okay. So
Uh
I'm guessing all of you are here for the big reveal. So give me just 1 second.
I told them that
Because
there was gonna be I'm gonna learn Common Lisp, and I told them about yeah, that's basically it.
Yeah,
Who is
that's
it? Oh,
fine.
it's
Do not
Salen.
worry about it. We will start from the very beginning. I am just clearing up something here because we wanted to do this from scratch, right? I
Yeah.
was clearing up my Mac of all things because I've actually had an install of Roswell installed on here, but I'm moving all of that stuff into hoping I have a list project here. Yes, I do.
So
Okay,
I started
perfect.
doing a little bit of the
Okay.
installation process.
Okay, so I'm gonna assume that all of y'all do not have Roswell this installed. How many of you actually do not know Common Lisp? All right,
I'm raising my hand.
raise your hand using the defined the
There's
little
actually a
button
raise
that's
your hand
underneath.
button. It
Yes.
must be new.
Okay, so
I
that's
don't remember
Quana.
that.
We got one. Celine, I'm assuming, is somewhat familiar. So, as we're going through this, by all means, throw questions onto the chat. I will share my terminal window first, and then we will go into some other stuff. Give me a second here. I need to clear out a bunch of crap that I had open.
Here's here's what I have done so far.
Okay.
I asked Claude what I should do to install Common Lisp on Ubuntu
Okay,
24.04.
so you do not need to do this. So the
Oh,
reason
okay.
why I would recommend not to do this is for the
Yeah.
following reason.
Oh shoot. my audio is garbled. I'm gonna stop sharing my screen.
Developing some stuff. If one compiler doesn't work, it's always a good idea to try another one. All right, and just to see if that switches. So if you're going to do this and try to switch between different compilers, even though you're dealing with ANSI-CL, then you're kind of stuck with a couple of options. One is installing each a common Lisp compiler you're going to deal with, or use Roswell. And Roswell gives you some
My
advantages. One of the
my
main things
computer just glitched out
is
for a little bit.
Roswell is like RVM, or
Oh,
if you're coming from the Python world, virtual env,
whoops.
or
My
even
my
to an
computer just
extent,
glitched
yeah.
out for a little bit. So I heard very robotic voice and choppiness for a little bit. Also, I was on mute for a second trying to tell you that this happened. Whoops. Anyway, I can hear you now. I stopped sharing my screen. I'm gonna have to figure that out to make the recording this whole thing more useful. But for today, it's just not working for me. Yeah, I'll just look at your screen.
Okay.
Sorry, could you repeat? So I showed you my screen and what I did, and you
Yes,
said
yes, I know what you
no,
said. Claude,
and
Claude, you used Claude to install SPCL on your thing.
and
So,
then I didn't really hear anything after that,
okay.
other than
So the
that was the
reason
wrong thing to
why
do.
Claude you wouldn't want to use just straight up SPCL is two
Okay,
reasons. One is most Linux distributions have a lag between the releases between SPCL
okay.
and
So I'm gonna get a stale SBCL.
yeah, you'll get a stale SPCL over time. Number one. Number
Okay.
two, if you're working with Common Lisp, you would like to ideally check to make sure that you are um, being not only ANSI compliant, but for some extensions like threads and stuff like this, they actually had to write. Each Common Lisp compiler has their own kind of like small set of platform oriented extensions. So when you're
Uh,
writing libraries, you want to be able to add those. You saw in Claude those preprocessor directives, that hash plus thing. That's their way of checking what distribution are you running on, as well
oh,
as
that the
other
that was
things.
because I was in an org mode file.
Oh,
The hash plus wasn't
so
Lisp
if you
code.
look at any libraries, there's things like hash plus SBCL or hash plus or SBCL, CMUCL and stuff. There's a lot of other libraries that would allow you to do that.
Okay.
Um, at the end of the day, Roswell will give you a lot of that
Uh huh.
for free because it's like a package manager, but it's kind of a Lisp. It's a full blown cross Lisp management solution. Okay,
Okay. What do you need to
so
do to get it?
so this is what I'm gonna do. So we have our beginnings of this. If you are on Mac, all you need to do is brew install Roswell, and this guy will actually download the Roswell uh, I guess it's called into the seller. It installs the Roswell. I'm forgetting what the homebrew calls it. Their packages.
Bottles.
What
Bottles.
bottles? Yes, it installs the bottle into your seller, and then you have it installed. When you first run Roswell, what it does is it checks to see if you have SBCL installed, grabs the latest SBCL from GitHub, and then compiles it and also installs Quick Lisp for you. So this does it all for you. And additionally, when you want to switch between different Lisps, although we're not going to be focusing on that today, it gives you that ability too as well. Okay. Um,
All right. So
so,
I also have Brew, even though I'm not on a Mac. There's a version of Brew for Linux, so I'm
oh,
installing it
Yeah,
right now.
Windows.
It's Is there a Brew for Windows?
No, how would you do this with using Windows?
in Windows, you'd be able to run the following. In Roswell, there is actually a shell script that you could run as well. Um, if you use here we go. This is on. I think this is the one. Um, So the one thing I'm going to be upfront about this is if you're using Windows, more than likely you're going to probably have to install something called WSL Windows Subsystem for Linux, and then have a Linux shell. I think they may have had you guys do this if you're running Docker, because at some point you couldn't run Docker on
Yeah,
Windows for
yeah,
web
yeah.
development. So if you're using that, then in it's pretty simple. It's actually going to be where's that command again?
I wonder
It
if you can
was
install brew
here we go.
inside of WSL.
Can you install brew inside of WSL?
Yeah,
Yeah, I think you can. Well,
you
maybe.
can
I
install it
won't say
in normal Ubuntu. So like
right.
that's what I just did. So
S-
maybe you can install it in
So maybe
WSL
it is
Ubuntu.
possible because WSL is its own independent Linux kernel. But I will just show you this. You
Yeah,
this is oh Okay, I didn't even realize that there was this package manager. So there's a package manager for Windows called Scoop that gives you the ability to install Roswell that you could try out. They give you the ability. I'm going to send you this command here. So this is
brew
in the chat,
install Roswell worked for me.
huh?
Brew install
Good,
Roswell worked. What do I need to do
awesome.
next?
Run ROS
Just
so it can
ROS?
install SBCL.
ROS?
Yeah, yes,
Wait.
just ROS.
That's funny. Uh, it's downloading
So
stuff.
scoop.sh Quana is what you would use to install to get the package manager, and then you just run scoop install Roswell to get the package, and then
Cool.
that should also update your paths too accordingly. Um, so you could also get the actual zip file from the GitHub repository. So if you go to Roswell, I'm gonna just copy this over. You could also do this, and then that's kind of something else that you could also um, pass on. Okay, so we now have uh, Roswell installed. You have SBCL installed. You have uh, QuickLisp installed. The one thing that you do not have installed yet is in Emacs, you're going to have to actually go and grab the necessary utilities to set up your Emacs environment, because in um, Lisp, unfortunately, for better or for worse, I kind of like it. Some people don't. Depends on your own preference. You have a couple of options here. I don't. I know that Visual Studio has its own. I believe it's called Alive, which is their Common Lisp IDE plugin, but I've never actually leveraged it. Um, and the so if you go to the Common Lisp and we could probably, you know what, I could probably end up leveraging that just to show you guys how it works. Um,
So Roz is done installing. Does that I installed QuickLisp in SBCL through the Debian package. Should I do I also need to install it through the Roswell SBCL?
quick. Oh wait, Quick Lisp? No, Quick Lisp is already installed for you. So if you
Oh,
just do
okay.
Roz run, it will be, and you do a Quick Lisp update client, it should tell you what the latest version of the client. You should have the latest version of the client. So if I show you here, if I do this and just do update client, you'll see that the latest one is here. And I didn't have to do anything in terms of actually setting up all that. The one thing that you don't have is the Sly Quick Lisp helper.
2021-02-13 is already installed. It looks like the same version as yours. Okay, cool.
Yeah. So there's one thing that I need to check here, which is um, Roz
Sly is
list.
the Emacs integration.
Yeah, Sly is the Emacs integration. So Sly is basically okay. So let me give you a brief introduction to based on what Rod's Lisp version is going to give you into development environments in Common Lisp. Okay, since all of you, I'm going to create this as an introductory session here. Um, there are three ways to really develop code in it. You could use any editor of your choice and then save it to a file and then load it into your image. Most people don't develop Common Lisp programs that way. You have what's called a running image. That running image basically holds all your code that's been evaluated into your interpreter, okay, into your Lisp image. And then what you could do is when you're ready to deploy, you would end up either doing a couple things. One, dumping the image, which I could show you how to do at some point later on in this discussion. Two, you could actually save your code and then run a ROS run script that will then compile it into an executable for you. Yeah,
And
two of them for you. One is Slime, which is the older. It's called that stands for Superior Lisp Mode for Emacs. And then there's Sylvester, which is what I'm going to be using. This one is basically the newer version of it. It has a couple of additional pieces of features that you can use for like profiling and things like this. You don't necessarily need to know this for now. It's just that at some point you would probably want to um, uh, leverage those features, and then I would encourage you to go look at the Sylvester manual for those. One of them is something called stickers, where you could actually profile a piece of code by tagging it, and that Lisp form will get tagged. I did a series on it in the past. If folks are interested, I could do it again. It's just right now there isn't much of a what is it? Since you guys are starting off new, I don't want to bombard you with all the development information here. The third option here is this is something that I've been trying to get an excuse to really do, and I'm gonna share my full screen for this because I need
Quana, I'm
honestly
gonna mute you. Your
my
mic
full
is
screen.
hot.
Close on the
Uh oh. Did I just kick him out? I don't think I did.
apologies, I accidentally closed um meetup. Uh, sorry,
That happened at
Jitsi.
the same time that I
Um,
muted Quana,
Let me
so I
do
thought I
this.
kicked you out.
So I've never used this, but
Oh,
I
dang it! I
know
did it again.
this.
I that happened at the same time as I muted Quana. So I thought I kicked you out accidentally. Like I
No, no,
thought
no.
I did that. Quana, your mic was hot, so I muted you.
Okay. So let me uh
Feel free to turn it
do
back on.
this entire screen. Okay, share my entire screen. Okay. So there's this thing called VS Code for hold on, let me just get rid of this. Um, Alive, which is their I it's another acronym, something about Lisp Live environment or some nonsense like that. To get it, I really don't know what our obsession is with recursive acronyms, but we love recursive acronyms in the Common Lisp community. The
It's
average
true.
Lisp VS Code environment. There you go. This one also has extensions already available for you, but you can actually go behind the scenes and change it so that it uses your Roswell code too as well. Um, this is let me make sure. Um, and where is that guy? Well, let's see. Go back to this open folder. Let us just go into my list folder right now. packages. Where's my projects? There it is. Go into Lisp and just open this guy for the time being. Okay, so now let's go into, oops, command should be alive, and let's start REPL, clear REPL.
Oh yeah, so I am recording, but you should probably stream also if you wanted to put this on YouTube, because my computer is like hanging every so often, so the recording's gonna be
I will post this on YouTube. I will create a version of this on YouTube once we're done.
okay.
Um, uh, right now I want to focus on at least getting this kind of set up and just showing you guys some stuff
Sounds good.
before, so this way you guys get started on doing some interesting cool stuff. So let me create a new folder here. I don't think I need to actually do anything in terms of the
And I'll be
hold
heading
on.
out at 7:30, so about 45 minutes or 35 minutes from now.
Okay, perfect. That's excellent. Then in that case, we will need to go into. Let me just quickly set this up, and then we will get started. Let me kill
Maybe paste
this
the
one.
URL in the chat.
The URL.
Yeah, the where
Oh
you're
yeah,
getting the commands from.
yeah. So you guys can follow along with this. Now, if you have Visual Studio Code installed, this should give you the ability to set the extensions and then be able to set it up with Roswell, so that that way you don't have to worry about dealing with um uh you can use Visual Studio Code for your development instead of your own um thing. So um close this guy up, and let me quickly go to my extensions, into settings, extensions, go to live, go into settings here, settings, and I need the edit settings.json. I think is what I need to do here very quickly. Um, yeah, there we go. Just need to replace this guy, cut, and then remove this over here, with paste here, paste that. Okay, let's do that. Save, and we should be able to uh, start this up with our Roswell settings. Live, clear REPL, macro expands, refresh packages, kill thread. Where is REPL? This is not actually. This is not hooked up yet. Hold on. Why is this not? Oh, I have to do it within an actual file, don't I? That's what I keep forgetting. Okay. Sample project. Just to show you guys how to set up. Oh, actually, you know what? Why am I doing that? I can actually just do this. Delete, delete, delete. Let's just create a test. Yes, move to trash. I'll deal with it later. Um, a not in here. In here, new file, test.lisp. Okay, done. Okay, here, if I just do that, um, alive, clear inline results. Let's see if this works. And let me go in here, deal with the evaluate statement in line. Oh, caret, enter. just do this. Alive inline eval. Alive inline eval not found. Hold on, I think I may have to restart this once I've actually reset this guy.
The
Like I said, I know
indentation
this.
on lines 3 through 10 looks like it should be a little bit more indented. Although, if this, it's should be well formed, so that probably didn't cause it to not work.
Yeah, let me just try reloading because sometimes with code when you install new extensions, it tends to be a bit dumb.
About hot reloading.
Yeah, um, I don't understand why, but like you see here, it's actually starting up, um, attempting to start up at least my as if.
Yeah,
So
it tried to run something. It threw an error,
yeah,
but
that's
at
because
least it
it's
tried to
Ra's
run it.
run here. Yeah, right here. This is what it's looking at. Uh, for
And I'm running my stuff in Emacs. I don't know. Actually, I'm running it in Spacemacs, so I don't know if there's probably like a common Lisp layer that I can use.
Yes, there is
Let
a
me.
common Lisp layer. It's written by
Yeah.
some folks that used to be actually regulars at the Common Lisp study group.
Is the name
They're
just common dash Lisp, or do you know it
Yes,
off
it
the
is
top?
Common Dash
Yeah.
Lisp.
Okay.
It's the same layer name as in if you use Doom.
Okay. I
Yeah,
do not, but
yeah.
I've
If
heard of Doom. All right,
Yeah.
so I'm gonna
So if you use
add
Doom,
common.
it's
Oop, ah,
fine.
can't type. Common Lisp layer and
Um,
reload configuration. This is probably going to download stuff. I hope this doesn't kill my recording again.
it will occasionally kill your recording.
I
Just
was for years
accept
I've been recording
it.
and stuff has been fine, and then this last like during the cohort something happened and I haven't been able to record
I'm actually
ever
surprised
since.
it's asking Roz to. Usually Roswell starts up You know what? I am going to see if I could just run Roz. Then,
Anyway, this is exactly the kind of thing I was expecting that we would run into, so I'm things are happening exactly according to plan.
yeah, because I'm using something new.
Just whenever I set up a new programming language or a new package manager inside of the programming language or anything like all of that kind of tooling stuff, it's like it seems like it should just work and then it ends up taking an hour. um,
Well,
at
the
least
problem is like I said, I haven't used this one, but I know that I had to move to this just because a lot of folks have asked me, um, hey, why don't you use the Visual Studio Code? I was like, because, I have to write an extension to use Visual Studio Code, and I don't want to spend the time. If I want to develop Common Lisp, I want to develop Common Lisp. I don't want to spend the time actually adding the tooling to it just because um, there's already a tool that I like using. Like I prefer using Emacs, right? But I do know that from an educational standpoint, showing people that
in meeting
Visual
people
Studio
where
Code
they
is
are.
better.
Yeah,
Yeah, exactly. It's important to use the tools that people want to use, not tools that I should expect them to use, right?
sure.
It's a very different thing. So component swink is not. Oh. Okay, I think I can fix this. The problem is in
Okay, I got mine set up. It
uh
let's see. So let me go take notes on
require
that.
that asdif load system swank. Yeah, swank is the problem. Hold on one second. QL quick load swank. Let me see if I can do that. Boom. Now asdif load system. Oh, wait. This is already loaded when I do QL. Let me do this the other way. Require asdif swim, asdif load Load system swank. Okay, there we go. This will now work. I gotta reboot this guy because it's in a perpetual loading mode. Okay, you're gonna have to do just something small before doing anything. One main thing is, and I will, this is something they should have told me this ahead of time, but of course not. They would not. Um, Let me go and change. Okay, so this works now. So now this is activating extensions. All right. So you have to actually tell um, uh, not Visual Studio Code, Roswell to actually have Swank has a system that it's already loaded. When you install Sylvester, what it does internally the first time it runs, Sylvester is a development environment for folks who are using Emacs. I should tell you, and I guess Daniel, you're probably the only one who's using Emacs here.
Probably the only
Um,
one here right now. Yes.
yes. Um, for Visual Studio Code or in anything that is not Emacs, all right, the extensions do expect
Oh no.
the reason why it's having some complaints right now is because it looks like there is a um, an LSP issue that's preventing it from uh, to a rebel. So I can actually attach this to a REPL too as well. So I'm going to, for the time being, instead of wasting time, I'm going to also attempt to attach this alive attach. Let me see this. Not clear REPL.
So
What is their
attaching,
name?
just in case, is where
Start
you
with
make it so that the stuff that you're typing in a text file is associated with something that will run the code in the text file on command.
right.
So you
That
can
is
like
correct.
put the cursor on a some expression and be like, run this, and then it'll just do it, and it'll
Yeah.
tell you what the answer is, or what the value is.
And I wish I can actually do this because it looks like
And
they
this is
changed.
something that Lisps have had for quite a long time, and other languages are now
Just
in the
catching
last
up.
like 10 years. Um, it's been quite a while now that they other languages have this too, but they've been adopting this idea from Lisp. But it all comes from Lisp, which is part
Yeah,
of why
there's a
I'm
lot of
interested
stuff that a
in.
lot of history that comes into this,
Yeah,
but um, why is this taking such a long time? Hold on one second. What is going on here? Because I'm actually seeing this all
yeah,
hooked
that loading
into.
bar.
Yeah, that loading bar is something that I'm worried about. Let me just do this.
It's
Okay.
probably it's
Uh,
probably an indication that it's not actually going to finish at some point. It's just something went wrong.
yeah, no, no.
Yeah.
It's. Let me try one more time loading this sucker up, and then I'm gonna switch over to this because I'm concentrating on actually debugging this rather than actually showing you guys Lisp. It's not cool.
Yeah.
Um, uh,
I should have probably mentioned that. So when I told people about this thing, I didn't mention that it would be like from the very beginning, and that I fully expected that we would be spending most of our time troubleshooting exactly like we're doing. Um,
yeah,
I will mention that in the next one. Hopefully, the next one will be the last one where we have a bunch of troubleshooting and we instead are going.
yeah. We're just gonna go. We're gonna
Go!
ride. We're gonna ride.
Not because we
Ride the
don't
wave.
troubleshoot, but because we not because we leave things not working, but because we fix everything. We shoot
Let's
all the
see.
trouble, shoot it
We
dead.
do shoot all the trouble. That is a very true thing. Um, hmm. Okay, so hold on. Alive, common lisp, LSB not starting. I bet you somebody had this issue. Um,
Not much of a the I can't there doesn't seem to be a whole lot for an LSP to do for a Lisp.
right. The main thing is LSP is supposed to just act like a conduit to Swank. Um,
I guess it's like
and
everything else uses LSP, so like some tooling is LSP specific.
no. So if you want to write an extension
Ah,
to Visual Studio Code,
yeah.
your only option is to use LSP.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking that
Yeah,
like
yeah, yeah. It's not cool. Install path. Uh, Host LSP server running is on. It's here. Why is it
um
saying that it needs a path
maybe you
if
need
it's
to
already
reboot
built?
for the paths to, in the thing that's the process that's starting all of your other processes doesn't have its path updated yet.
Yeah, but I don't believe that that should be the case, but we'll see. Um,
Hopefully you don't need to reboot your whole computer.
yeah, I don't really think I should, but
I
I
recently
will
had
never know.
something with npm that required actually, well, it probably didn't require rebooting, but I probably did need to log out and log back in.
Manage extension. What is the error, though? I want to know what the error is. LSP start is taking an unexpectedly long time. Let me
Source
just throw
alive.
that there. Yeah. Alive. Hold on.
It's
Alive.
alive.
That's kind of one of the reasons why they picked that name. LSP start is taking an unexpectedly
Ooh,
long
I'm gonna try Claude.
quad.
Claude AI
Oh,
Anthropic.
oh, okay. Claude. Claude AI. I never actually used Claude AI. I use ChatGPT almost always now. But oh, I have to put that in there. Oh, great. Okay, I will throw ChatGPT up under the bus at some point. Um. Oh, do I need to install this sucker separately? I thought it was installed. Um. Difficult. If the text tag that this season have the server steps are install the Lisp page, clone this repository, load, and start the server.
So what did you compare Roz to? I'm gonna take notes on the like what the different things we did are.
So
Roz.
Roswell is compared to RVM
Oh, okay.
or
Roz
npm
is like
or
RVM
virtual in
or
env
npm.
for Python. So RVM is to deal with multiple um,
Multiple
oh this
common
is
lisps.
multiple yes it allows you so RVM is multiple rubies, but Roswell is multiple common lisps.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So if you have different rubies, it's a
I used to do Ruby so much. I thought it was the coolest. And then I just have not really done it in years at this point.
okay. So
But for a while, it was my favorite language. And then I learned about Racket, and then that was my favorite language. And now Clojure is my favorite language.
oh wait a second, what did I do?
Maybe
Hold on a
Common
second.
Lisp will be my favorite language.
I figured out the
Yeah?
problem. I'm an idiot. I am an idiot. I gotta go and
I
uninstall
don't
and
think
reinstall
that's
this guy.
making your computer not work.
No, 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 no. Uninstall. Okay, restart extent. Okay, so install the extensions. I want my settings to be overridden. Okay, go to settings. Hopefully it overrode it. No, it did not. Oh, thank no, it did not. Damn it. Where is this defined? I have to go blow this guy away and have it recreate it. Um,
Delete,
don't
nuke,
save. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
start over from
It's
scratch.
yeah. Hold on. Yeah, this is one of those things.
Delete
Um,
system32.
oh, there we go. Hold on. It's in library application
At least it
support
tells you.
code user. Yeah, there. RM. Or before I do that, let's just make sure. Yep, this is the one. Okay, so now this is gone. Yes, don't save. Okay,
There's
go
a
and
time of check,
uninstall.
time of use error there. You catted it,
Huh?
but then secretly it got changed behind your back before you RM'd it. No, I'm kidding.
So yeah, so restart extensions, install, go to this settings.cpp settings. Okay, it shouldn't see it. Nice. So the start command is there, but how
It's
is
the
it
same
still
command.
SBTL? Uh, oh, this is fine. I will have to go and change this to essentially this guy over here. Where are you? I have to load these.
Is that not the same? It
No,
looked
it's
like.
not. Wait, no, this is the wrong one. This guy over here. A live load system is what I need.
SBCL.
Okay.
So it is running SBCL. So is RAW's different versions of SBCL, or does it also let you do other
So,
common lisps?
okay, so let me explain. The
Yeah.
extension, the extension that we are using,
Yeah.
okay, is using SBCL behind the scenes, okay? Which
Okay.
I don't know why it installed, but it installed it for itself. All right, it's actually in the extension folder.
Maybe that's the
Um,
language it's using.
but for Swank, which is what we want to use, um, you have to actually say swank.startup command. So I have to switch this. Instead of using LSP, I need to use Swank. Actually, you know what? Maybe let me see if I could do that. Since this is kind of like
While you're looking at that, I'm gonna go bring up the SpaceMax page for the Common Lisp thing because I noticed that it used Slime and not Sylvester, and I think you were saying that Sylvester is like the new hotness.
yes,
SpaceMax
Sylvester is the new
Common
hotness.
Lisp, and
Okay.
Slime is old and busted. Uh,
I oh, why are you using MIB2 references? I mean, I don't.
are you offended because they're kind of old? They are
No, I'm
maybe busted,
offended
you
that
might
I, I
say.
I actually can reference them. I can
Oh.
actually understand what you're saying. That's what I'm offended about.
I'm
All
offended
right.
that you're offended.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry, buddy. All right.
That's what I wanted. I wanted for you to be sorry. Um,
I did not mean it. I did not mean it, bro. I didn't mean it. All right. Okay. You know what?
am I
Right,
looking at the
look and
right?
see.
Yeah, this is the Common Lisp layer.
Okay. So let me do this one thing, which is also um, the swing start command does not. Or um,
So it looks like SpaceMax just uses Slime. It doesn't have Sylvester, or at least the layer named Common Lisp is
common. No,
directly.
you have to use Common Lisp Sly. There is a Common Lisp Sly layer instead of
I
Common
see.
Lisp. Common Lisp uses Slime. Common Lisp Sly uses the Silvestri layer.
Common Lisp Sly.
Yeah.
Let me.
Mm, Let me see if I can actually get this in.
Hmm.
Quick load alive LSP. Okay, so let me throw this into Roswell local projects. Clone this guy. Is multiple ways of skinning a cat.
No, don't do that.
What?
Don't skin
Don't
cats.
skin the cat. Don't skin cats. I'm sorry. I didn't
We love
mean to.
cats.
Everybody loves cats, you know.
Who
No.
doesn't?
Okay, so if I do this, let me just make sure alive LSP works. Okay, so this is now going to do what I expected to. Okay, I will give you guys an update on this. My apologies for this craziness, but like I said, this is going to help make your lives easier, so you don't have to learn yet another piece of the puzzle, so to speak.
Yeah.
Um, this is so my pain is to your advantage. So, all right,
Wait, I think it just
one
said
more
something about
time.
it doesn't know.
It doesn't know that swank command that I show that VS Code is showing up here. This one, this mod, because my guess is what happened is um
No, it
they
says
changed.
for Space Max, it's saying that it doesn't know what Common Lisp Sly is. So I'm guessing I have to do a
Wait,
little bit
is
of
it common
extra.
common dash lisp dash sly? I think is what it is.
Yeah, that's what I
It's
had, but it's not working.
layer
But
space
that's also what the
x.
web page says. I think I may have to add something else to make it work. 7 years ago.
Yeah.
That might be. It might be that they have switched back to slime then, because I think slime has some more recent stuff. 9 years ago,
Maybe I don't believe so. Um,
slime. Let's see what slime has. Anyway, keep on. I'm gonna look into slime
so there's
code.
this is the layer that you need to put in. Is what I'm saying.
Let me switch back to your. Where are you?
This guy right here.
Yeah, that's what I put, and then I re-evaluated, and it said I don't know what that layer is.
Uh-huh. Okay.
Um,
So then,
messages.
um,
Yeah, it doesn't know what that layer is. Also, I think like for now, I think it'll be okay. Like the difference between Sly and Slime will be like we won't be able to tell one versus the other than that it says that it's one or the other. Because I just evaluated some stuff from my file and sent it to the REPL, and it worked fine. So I think like for starters, it'll be okay. I can look into that between now and next week.
okay. So this should now work. Okay, perfect. Okay.
Oh, cool.
So so what you have to do is a couple of things. You install Roswell. You have to install this little thing here. You have to clone this into your local projects. When you do ROS the first time, what it does is it creates this hidden directory. Let me just show this to you folks. ls-l grep.roswell. It creates this little dot. Oh, right. LA, this Roswell directory. And in this hidden directory, there's a folder called local projects, right? You want to clone the LSP, the language server protocol for Alive into this directory. Main reason is because it looks like the Alive extension from the time that this dude wrote his documentation in the cookbook, and now they removed this settings command, this swank.settings command, because it's no longer recognized by the linter in the alive settings.json.
Okay.
So, long story short, they're trying to force you to use LSP almost exclusively. All right.
Yeah.
Um, uh,
It's probably easier for
but
them
that's
if everybody uses the same tool.
yeah, it makes sense. But I'm not saying it doesn't make sense. I'm just
Okay.
merely saying that this is why you have to do these
Yeah.
additional steps. All
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
If you want
Makes
to use Roswell, okay. But
gotcha.
um, the advantage of that is now everything is kind of isolated. You could just install the extension, and then once you um, replace the LSP start command with ROS like this, which if you're recording, I may increase the size here so this way
Yeah, I was
folks can
thinking that
really
earlier. I've boosted the size on all of my text.
yeah
um, instead of recording a very small window like I usually
yeah
do.
yeah. So
I
this
wonder. Oh, maybe
is
that's why. I'll try that next time. I'll record a very small window. Sorry, go ahead.
so one of the nice things about this a live program, okay, as you could clearly see here, is it shows you this nice little tab called Lisp image. It shows you your nice REPL history of what you passed into the REPL here. So all your function calls. So if you created like a hello world here in your directly in your REPL, like this, it'll show that, and you can actually go and look at it and then make some changes if you want to. So you
That's
can
cool.
edit it to it's directly in there. So it's some nice features. Um, when we get into introspection, which is uh
We'll be done in like 5 minutes. Bye,
yeah,
Salen. It was good having you. Or I'll be done in five
sorry.
minutes.
Uh, so very quickly here, one quick things that now that we're all set up that we can actually do
No, you don't
is
have to wait. You can go. That's fine.
we can do quick eval and things like this, and then we'll be able to, do inline evaluation, um,
That's cool that it gives
and
you a
it'll show you
graphical
inline evaluation. You
REPL
can,
history.
yeah, you can look
Yeah,
at
show that.
the show what.
The inline evaluation.
So when you do, let's say that you do +1 +2, okay, or times 3 times 2, okay, so that's 6 +2 +1, all right, and you want to do an inline eval. You could just do control, um, sorry, option key, shift option key E, and it'll evaluate the actual Lisp expression. You see that there? So it shows you 9.
Yeah, we see the overlay. Uh,
Yeah,
the way it gets to 9, I'll just explain real quick. At the very beginning, there's the plus symbol, so it's going to add everything that comes after it. So the 1, the 2, and then another thing. And that other thing has a multiply symbol, so it's going to multiply everything that comes after it. So it multiplies 3 and 2, so that's 6. So it adds 1 and 2 and the product of 3 and 2. Um,
that's right.
you just
Exactly.
covered up what I was talking about. So
No, sorry, my
hopefully,
apologies.
hopefully
Yeah.
they the people watching remember. But yeah, you brought it back. Cool. So actually, I can use my mouse to point at it. So plus 1, 2, and this whole thing, and then this whole thing is multiply 3 and 2. So if you multiply 3 and 2, you get 6, and then you add 1, 2, and 6, and you get 9. 6 plus 2 is 8, plus 1 is 9. Just to
Yes,
fully
exactly.
talk out the entire evaluation.
So the way Common Lisp works, so that's in the way all Lisps works. So I'm introducing you to Lisp, all right? Here. Um,
Not me, but yeah,
to everybody.
yeah,
I'm
yeah,
I'm introducing you to all Lisp languages. Um, Lisp is uses something called prefix notation, and more importantly, Lisp uses something called S expressions. S expressions you could think of in its simplest form has a textual version of what could be perceived as an abstract syntax tree. All right. The reason why this is important is because when you read it, it's going to always be in the form of executable code, that is operator first followed by arguments. All right. and this is regardless of whether or not you created a user-defined function like that hello world that I showed you earlier, but I'm not passing in any arguments, and we'll show you an example of that later.
You
Or
got like a
something like
minute.
this. Okay. Next time we could
Yeah.
start going through some more examples on um, uh, uh, more Lisp and some more of a Lisp introductions. So that's it. Thank you, and I'll see you guys next week.
All right. That was cool. Thank you. I have Lisp set up on my side. It seems to be working. Oh, you know what? I have Lisp set up through Debian package and through ROS. Well, I didn't uninstall the Debian version of SBCL, so hopefully, I don't know. I'll just keep going with it the way that it is, and then once it's a problem, then I'll look into it. Hey, recursion. Speaking of Lisp,
Yes. Yay. I like this little recursive thing.
yep.
So, okay.
All right. Good night. I'm gonna go
Good
eat
night.
food. Super hungry.
Okay.
Thank you for
Go eat
staying up
food.
so late. Bye, Kwana.
Bye, Kwana. And I'll see you guys next week.
Yeah.
10 o'clock. Peace. Bye.
See ya.
See ya.
Bye.